Welcome in, people. You are now in tune to the Underground Railway Podcast, live and direct from these airwaves. I want to thank all my sponsors, all my listeners, all my viewers. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. This is day 3 of the deliberation of the Maxwell Anderson Trial. And so far, we have facts. The defense is first up, pleading their case on behalf of Maxwell Anderson. This is the case of the missing girl that went missing, a 19-year-old Sadie Robinson. Her body was dismembered and disfigured. Her rest of her body has not been found or located by anybody or the family, but we got ICE agents on the ground locking up judges. As moving forward, what the defense has pulled out of their arsenal is, yes, we do have archives of body parts here and there, but not the full spectrum of the story. We also have no weapon that I guess was not recovered, so there's no evidence of any struggle or anything where these body parts were found, that they have not grown mold is what they're trying to find out in the defense, poking holes in the prosecutor's case and poking holes in the case of Sadie Robinson. And what it comes down to, this is coming down to race. Like I said, if Sadie Robinson was of Caucasian and a different lighter color and a different race, this would have, all media hell would have broke loose to find her and find her killer. You got a man with high-powered lawyers on his side, that the best that money can buy to get him off scot-free. He's not only changed his image to be looking real, kind of innocent-like, but what the defense is pulling out, what I'm trying to get at, even though being caught on camera and these locations where these body parts were missing and not all of her whole body has been recovered, is that the defense is saying that Maxwell Anderson did not run as being caught on camera, walking suspiciously with a fucking big ass backpack with somebody's body in there. So many evidence and so many clues point to the man, but because there is nothing sticking to his hand like a fingerprint or an imprint or any kind of fingerprints, this is it. But let me tell you, to look into the mind of the killer and you look into his face, you see no remorse. It's like he just woke up from being hungover. He woke up on a day absent and he's there in court in front of you looking innocent as fuck, like he didn't do shit, because that's what he's fucking saying, is that he's innocent. He's innocent of the crime. He's innocent, yet we got him on camera with him and her there at the bar where they did not card her. And they try to poke holes into her life and her history. This is trigger warning anybody listening, is that she messed around with marijuana. There was paraphernalia in her house. There was paraphernalia for methamphetamine or crystal meth. Now, mind you, a lot of people that mess around with crystal meth, especially a lot of the Caucasian color, they end up chopping up and eating people. They end up killing with no remorse. That is the factor of insanity to plead. But the fact of the matter is what his lawyers, defense lawyers, are saying is that Maxwell did not seem rigid. He didn't seem like he was running or fleeing from either of the scenes caught on camera. Let me tell you, a cold-hearted killer could just be up in plain sight and not give a fuck and not have any emotion or remorse, because they've known what they did and they've kind of, like, I'd say, hid the paper trail. But all you gotta do, since they have records of where their location was, they have records of where these cameras, they need to look up the phone records or his laptop or information of what this man was looking up. What is he watching? What is he into? What kind of music? What kind of things that this man involves himself with to get into the mind of a fucking serial killer? Now, granted, not all serial killers are Caucasian. We got Richard Ramirez, you know, we got other, maniacal serial killers that have been out there. Um, Other than all these other typical Caucasian killers like Dahmer. But the fact of the matter is in this case that we have on trial, what's going on, the man is not only pleading innocent, there's no clue and there's no record of where these body parts, like, if literally what I'm trying to tell you is that they had MPD on the stand, they questioned, poked holes in their testimony, and so, well, Maxwell was locked up the 4th. These body parts were found the 5th or whatever. Like, how can this shit be found on the street, these body parts, this leg missing from this young girl that's been missing, yet there's evidence he's in that location? How can this man be connected to this? But everything points to this man. And he's going to try to get off scot-free. He's going to try to say, well, he was locked up when these body parts are found. He didn't run from the scene of the crime. All these other things are different factors in this case. But the fact of the matter is this evidence is graphic, and I really, really need y'all to get to YouTube, to look on Fox Local 6 and follow where it's streaming live, the court. We need to get enough people there that are going to surround ourselves by that courtroom and really, really put a mark on this man, because we have a reputation here in the city of Milwaukee where they eat people and they dispose of them like cherry pie in the refrigerator, and then they dispose of them at different parts of the city. I don't know what it is. They're the only ones that are, we don't have a Richard Ramirez or serial killers like that. They claim to be like that and say that this is all these other, these illegals are fucking killers walking the streets in their MS-13. We have a killer right here. We have a killer that killed meticulously, knew what he was doing. I mean, if someone is cold and calculated, they don't need to run from the scene. A killer could walk by day, any night. He could sit across from you at a table at dinner at Wendy's or at Denny's, anywhere, and sit across from you and have a premeditated murder on his mind. The fact of the matter is there's a long history of serial killers eating people of another race here and getting away with it because of the color of their skin. Race is a factor, and this is the most divided city across the country that is the battleground of what's going on. Now, mind you, this is the epicenter of anything, like literally ground zero, that when people catch on and see, will notice what's going on, and this man is going to walk out of that place scot-free and leave the country. The fact of the matter is it's going to set people off. This shit is going to really, really going to set it off. And no one's really going to get a grasp or a clue that none of that matters in really proving this man to be guilty in the state of the court of law. And we'll be back with more on the next session, the next installment. This is the second or third installment, and this is day 3 of the trial of Maxwell Anderson and the missing body parts of Sadie Robinson.